There are a variety of cold flow properties test methods. These methods test the cold temperature behavior of fuels and lubricants. Lawler manufactures a broad selection of manual and automated cold properties instruments. This video will focus on the DR Series Automated Cold Flow Property Analyzer family for cloud point, pour point, freeze point, and shown here, cold filter plugging point. Lawler units automate the manual method and so use the same sample volume, glassware, accessories, and procedures. Therefore, proper operation can be verified visually. They are available in 1 or 2 positions and have several common elements. The heart of each analyzer is the Lawler-made refrigeration system, based on over 65 years' experience. We carefully select each component, then we handcraft and tune each refrigeration system. Our refrigeration technology is specialized for the petroleum laboratory market and built for durability. Lawler was the first to market direct refrigeration back in the 1990s. Not seen below the top of the instrument and support ring is the metal test jacket. This cutaway shows the insulated jacket and plumbing connections for the refrigerant to flow to a compressor. Another common element is the control and display. The latest DR4 series has no custom boards that might become difficult to support years from now, and no embedded or external computer, which are prone to hard drive crashes and operating system problems. Instead, Lawler uses an industrial, off-the-shelf logic controller and color touch panel. They are very robust, made by a leading brand, and common to many Lawler instruments. Shown here is a 2-position automatic pour point unit. Each test head has fully independent temperature control, robotic tilting arms, metal test jackets, and operator control. Several combinations of test method heads are available in 2-position units. Insert your sample jar into the plastic nut, load the sample into the test head, and start the test. No further involvement is needed. The unit monitors temperature. It lifts and tilts the sample until movement is detected, up to a maximum of 90 degrees. A pour is detected, so the arm returns the sample for further cooling, and the process is repeated. This sample shows no movement, ending the test. Lawler DR4s use a non-contact sensor for pour point detection, so the sample is not touched. A CFPP test is being prepared here. The filter holder is being installed in the brass filter assembly. Then a lock nut is installed. Install the pipette into place. Notice optical sender and receiver sensors are mounted on the upper and lower ends of the pipette. And finally, install the jar, lock it into place, and lower the head into the metal test jacket. The sample pulled under vacuum travels through the 45-micron filter held in a brass filter assembly into the pipette above the test jar. Optical sensors detect sample movement. The controller measures the time to fill the 20 milliliter pipette. Testing is repeated at each 1 degree C drop in sample temperature. The test ends when time exceeds 60 seconds or sample fails to flow back into the test jar because of filter plugging. At the end of a test, if desired, the aspiration times can be checked. As you can see, the sample volume, glassware, brass filter assembly, and procedure are used per the manual method, making test verification easy. Cloud point is the simplest and usually most conservative test. It is typically purchased with a second CFPP or pour point head. Performed manually, the sample is observed every degree as it cools. At the bottom of the jar, a cluster of hydrocarbon crystals will form, indicating a cloud point. The automated head uses an optical sensor for detection and a sample temperature probe in place of the thermometer. In the freeze point test, a seeded sample is plunge cooled until freezing, then warmed to note the thawing temperature. Lawler's automated freeze point unit uses the same glassware and stirrer from the manual test method, and stirs the sample with the vertical stroke of 1 cycle per second. In summary, the Lawler directly refrigerated automated cold flow properties analyzers have a common foundation of well-built refrigeration, robust control, easy-to-use color touch panels, and test method heads designed to mimic the manual test methods and allow visual verification of results. We invite you to contact us for more information and pricing. Also, ask about our other cold flow properties testing equipment, such as our low temperature flow test and cold soak filtration test for diesel and biodiesel.